iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. I apologize for this abbreviated podcast today, but there's like major construction going on outside. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably building something else here in Florida. And I just got to get you the news and notes as quickly as I can. All right? So I'm going to give you a little fantasy baseball news and notes. We'll get you through it. Maybe a football note or two. We'll have to see what's going on there. But let's get it started with baseball. Bud Norris will be the new closer for the Cardinals until further notice. All right, now, I'm very upset at myself, and I'll tell you why. I had drafted Bud Norris in the last round, I think, of the FSTA draft or labor, and I cut him when the team signed Greg Holland. I'm like, oh, Holland's going to be the closer. I didn't realize Holland was going to be stinky poo-poo. This guy's terrible. So Bud Norris might actually be a little bit of a pickup right now. So ride him as much as you can. I don't know how long this will last. I don't know what the foreseeable future is or a further notice. We'll have to find out, but it could be till Memorial Day. Get yourself about 5, 6, 7 saves there. Nothing wrong with Bud. All right, Jose Ramirez, not 100%, dealing with some groin soreness, so let's watch him closely. But I think he'll be okay. Now, speaking of not okay, Jordan Montgomery, not okay. Okay? Left the start on Tuesday with a little elbow issue. Not good. Domingo Germán came up and actually pitched beautifully. So let's talk about this guy and let's ask ourselves, is this guy somebody worthy of being picked up? The answer unequivocally is maybe. Maybe. Right? He's had decent numbers here, right, thus far this year. 14 innings, 18 strikeouts, 7 walks. He was very good yesterday, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. Can we count on this guy? I'm interested to see where he goes. I much would rather Chad Green. That's the guy who I really like. But I think the Yankees like the fact that Chad Green's in their bullpen. So, I had Chad Green earlier in the season. Thinking that he might be a starter, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. If Germán ends up in the starting rotation, look, he's a decent pitcher on a good team. You invest $1 or $2. All right, that is what you do. That is how you roll. Okay? Johnny Cueto goes on the DL with right elbow inflammation. Guy's 32 years old, dealing with issues. Is it Tommy John? I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. We're getting a lot of elbow issues. Kenyon Middleton, Johnny Cueto, Jordan Montgomery. This is why it's hard to draft a pitcher early. Winning a fantasy baseball league is a lot of skill, but there's a lot of luck too. You draft yourself 9 pitchers and you pray that none of them get injured. If your guys don't get injured, you have a good chance of winning. You do. You have a good chance of winning. That's what happens. So it's not easy out there. Okay? It's not easy. Elvis Andrus going to be back first week of June, he's hoping, dealing with an elbow injury. Brett Anderson joins the rotation of the A's. Do I like Brett Anderson? No, not really. Brett Anderson hasn't been really good in a long time. However, that said, Brett Anderson has had good numbers in the past. Right? He knows how to pitch at the major league level. So in 4 minor league outings, he had 25 strikeouts with 2 walks in 19 innings. But he's 30 years old, and he's never been much of a strikeout pitcher. I'll probably look away from Brett Anderson. That's not a guy that I usually go to. Okay? Interesting guy here to pick up here. Jung Ho Kang has reported to the Pirates spring training complex in Bradenton, just up the road from me. Well, he couldn't get out of Korea because he had his 3rd DUI, because this guy liked to party at night and then liked to drive. Not a good idea. But it looks like he might be with the team within 30 days. And look, I would think that this guy's going to play. I think David Freese might be at issue. I think Colin Moran has a job. But Jung Ho Kang, interesting. I mean, David Freese, yeah, I think they might put him out to pasture. He's 35 years old. I mean, he's okay, but I'd love to see what Gung can do, right? That guy was a player. Don't forget, a couple of years ago, this guy was a very good player. All right, I'm trying to think here with fantasy baseball. You know, there's so many injuries right now that you have to look at, and every day it's always like, is this guy going to be good? Is this guy going to be able to play? Is this guy going to be able to stay well? You really have to keep up with fantasy baseball literally every single day. Byron Buxton, is he back? When is he back? You know, Mike Moustakas, is he in or is he out? You really have to look at the news and notes. And you have to pay attention because this is a very important time of year. Is Adam Eaton going to be back? Is Kenyon Middleton going to play again? If Middleton is out, is Cam Bedrosian going to be the closer? Oh, wait, Cam Bedrosian had a bad outing last night. What about Blake Parker again? There's a lot of movement, and you need to keep on top of that. So please check out scoutfantasysports.com at all times for the latest information. Ronis, Sean Childs, giving you great baseball knowledge as you need it. Okay? So I want to touch a little bit on some football here. Some things. Marlon Mack had some off-season shoulder surgery. I don't know if you knew this, but he played his rookie year with a torn labrum. I can tell you this. It's much worse having a torn labrum if you're a quarterback than a running back. But I'd like to see Marlon Mack healthy. So pretty good running back there. I always wanted to see him get more time. I wanted to see him get a lot more time. Hopefully he will this year, and I think he will with Frank Reich there. I think you'll see Hines and Mack. And keep your eyeballs out for a guy named Jordan Wilkins, who's a big bruising back. Maybe Robert Turbin's time is done. Please let Robert Turbin's time be done. All right, there's rumors about Teddy Bridgewater being healthy and throwing. I don't know what you want to say about this. I don't know where this guy plays. If you have him, Sam Darnold, I don't think is a number 3. Maybe he's a number 3 for like the first week. But God forbid something happened to Josh McCown. It depends on when in the season, when it is. So if it's week 3, Teddy Bridgewater would play. If it's week 11, Sam Darnold's playing. Don't kid yourself. So keep your eyes peeled with the Teddy Bridgewater issue. I don't think the Jets cut him. Right? I don't think they'll cut him. That would be a bad idea. But I think Teddy may or may not play at all this season. So what I did today, did an article about guys who were taken in day 3 of the NFL draft. I really would like you to read it. I think here's a mistake that people make. We all look at draft day 1 because we know these guys. Saquon Barkley, we know Saquon Barkley. Sam Darnold, I know this guy. I watched him. Day 2, you kind of heard about a guy maybe. His name sounds familiar, I think. I remember I watched the NC State game and he was on it. Day 3 guys, you're like, I have no idea who they are. Who? I never heard of this guy. That's why you need scoutfantasysports.com. That's why you need Dr. Roto. I gave you 10 guys in dynasty leagues who I like. So I want you to take a look at that article. Some have better upsides than others, but some are pretty decent players. Just because you don't know them doesn't make them not worthy of your attention. It makes it that you need to know who they are, right? You need to pay attention. So please take a look at that article. I call them my Rip Van Winkles. Guys who are sleeping, but they might just get awake. And when they're awake, they can help your fantasy teams. And if you're in dynasty leagues, you should be all over that. You should be all over that. So I made a trade in a dynasty league today, moved up for one of these Rip Van Winkle guys who I think could get more playing time this year than many other people do. Right? So it's all about playing time, and we talked about that yesterday. When do you get the playing time? This year? Next year? What have you? I want guys who are playing now because I want to win now. I'll worry about next year when? Next year. All right, I hear them working outside, guys. So right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I'll be back tomorrow giving you so much more information. Maybe it's fantasy baseball. Maybe it's fantasy football. It's whatever fantasy information you need. That's what I'm going to do for you here. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!